Hold on to your seats. This is it. This is the blockbuster of the semi-final we've been all waiting for. The ICC T20 World Cup, T26. India versus England. Yes, the third straight knockout clash between these two powerhouses. And this time, you're right here in the heart of Mumbai at the iconic Wankhede Stadium. The co-host and the defending champions stormed into the semi-final with nail-biting 5-wicket win over West Indies, powered by Sanju Samson. Yes, the innings should have been powered by Sanju Samson. Unbeaten at 97, Rohit Sharma's men are riding high at home, but this time it's the other way around. It's Surya Kumar Yadav, who's unbeaten in the last 5 T20s at the Wankhede, are hungry for yet another title at the Indian soil. The T22 winners come in swinging after topping their Super 8 group with a flawless run of Joe Butler's side. Knows how to win. Of course, Harry Brook leads the side with big games, but they'll face a fired-up Indian attack, and that too roaring at the Indian home crowd. Well, the lights are on, the cameras are there, and the action needs to be taken as soon as possible. We've got three of the best names in the industry with me. Of course, Roland Butcher, the first coloured English cricketer to play under Ian Botham in early 1980s. We also have Noel David, the man who looks as if he's playing for Uganda or Tanzania with that t-shirt. And also, we've got Satish, who's somehow not switched on to his electricity and light. Well, welcome three gentlemen. It's an absolutely cracker of a day. Roland Butcher, you've been there at the world stage. You know what it means to play. You've been a former selector of the West Indian teams in the previous edition of the World Cup. What is your heart saying? What is your mind saying? And what are you saying today? Roland Butcher, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Much appreciated.
Go on, Roland Butcher. What's your thought for the thing today, for England, for the team, for Harry Brook and the top three players?
I think basically, so this game today is it's a huge game for both teams for obvious reasons. Obviously, for India, it means if they win, they go into the final. Gives them a chance then of winning the trophy. For England also, it's a bit of redemption after a very difficult winter for them, losing the Ashes by a margin. To win the T20 World Cup, obviously that will be something great for them. So both teams have got something to play for. I think India at the moment, I think they're the team in the ascendancy, a team that I backed from right before the series started. India, I backed to win the World Cup.
Yes.
I haven't deviated from that plan because I believe that in home conditions that they've got the players to be able to do that. The one team that I felt perhaps could have beaten India and stopped them winning the World Cup was South Africa. So New Zealand did India a huge favor by knocking South Africa out of the World Cup, which makes their passage towards the final that much easier. For England, I think for England to win, they'll have to play the perfect game. They really have not been at their best throughout this tournament. Problems at the top of the order. They've got to be at their very best, I think, to beat this India side.
Well, absolutely. They seem to be in form as much as Noel David with his looks and the rock star glasses that we have on the show. Noel David, what do you make up of the 7th match between India and England? Let's face it, it's power-packed, it's the power play, both of the batting and bowling. Do you think India stands a chance with the kind of form England has been? Noel David, all yours.
Absolutely, I agree with Ronald. This is going to be a huge, huge game for both of them. Yes, it's a plus advantage for the Indians because it's home soil, home advantage, home ground. But if you see both the teams, both are struggling in the initial power play because one gets out like Abhishek Sharma, then, the power play is not being utilized properly because then Ishan Kishan comes. The same with the English team, Josh Butler is really, really struggling with runs. He's not able to, initiate that power play, which he used to do previously. But he's a dangerous guy, when he times the ball and when he gets going, then it becomes a problem for the Indians because we know how dangerous he is when it comes to the T20 format. He's been the number one in this format. So I think the Indians will be looking for that initial wickets. at the same time, when it comes to the Indians, I think it all depends on Abhishek Sharma to deliver because Sanju Samson has delivered. He knows the role, what he has to play. But it is now Abhishek Sharma and Ishan Kishan to get that ball rolling in the initial first 6 overs. Otherwise, it's become a little bit of problem because Wankhede is going to be a very good wicket to bat on. It will help the seamers over also, but later factor, the dew will come into play also. So there is ifs and buts when we take the field, but it's going to be a huge game, and we have to see, and the toss will be the crucial point of the match.
Well, you've said it all in this particular thing that the toss is going to be important. It's a high-pressured game. Power play seems to be important. Let's look at our screens right now and then take our segment along with it. Well, what do we have, Yash? Well, this is the 7th match of the tournament of this World Cup, T20 thus far. Satish, in your experience, how do you think this phases out the inning that you see on the screen right now? The power play, the run rate is 8.25. Then in the death over, it goes to 10.80. But somewhere in the middle overs, it slides down to 7.9. Overall, it's 8.64 and the average is 173 score. Satish, the question to you is that Indian have a tendency of slowing down the game at the death, and this pitch slows it down further according to the statistics. Do you think India will change their plan today?
Not too much of a change because the good part with India is the form of Sanju Samson. Like we were, rather India was trialing with various other opening options. But with Sanju coming in and scoring those runs in the previous game gives Abhishek Sharma that freedom to play. And obviously in cricket, you hunt in pairs. So you don't hunt individually. So with Sanju Samson being there and the confidence that he has right now, Abhishek Sharma will also play well because the pair has been doing well over the last couple of years. So that way, I don't see a real alarming situation because they just need to play according to the situation, like unless what South Africa did yesterday. So it's you have to absorb the pressure initially. Even if I'm sure England will come up with a different plan. Maybe they'll, instead of asking Josh Butler to, Jofra Archer to bowl, they might ask off spinner because Abhishek Sharma has a tendency to go big against these off spinners and get out. That is a history.
Well,
so
absolutely. Well, let's look at the matchups today. Sorry, Satish, just let's look on your TV screen. Adil Rashid, 11 wickets. His economy rate is 7.84. Liam Dawson, 10 wickets. Jofra Archer, 10 wickets. And Jamie Overton, 9 wickets. Well, you've got the economy rate of 7.8, 7.3, 8.6 and Jamie Overton at 6.5. Do you think with the outlay of 7.6, 8 and 9, do you think Roland Butcher, the English side, is far more contained? They get in the spinner when they want. Of course, they've got a pacer in Jofra Archer. What do you think will be the combination? Will they go in with Adil Rashid and Ahmed as another, Rehan as another spinner today?
Yeah, I think England will rely on certainly Adil Rashid and the other spinners. I think Red Ahmed gives them also some batting depth because I think in the last year he's been really batting well. Ahmed, he scored 5 centuries last season in county cricket, so he's no mug with the bat. So those low order runs will be very, very important. So I think England's they do have problems, as you said, the started power player, Josh Butler. But at the same time, I think the spin bowlers could have an impact on the game. The toss is going to be important. I believe either team will want to chase. And I think that's the best option for both teams to win, really, is to bat second. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Well, absolutely. We're talking about the second semi-final, India versus England. We're going to go on team matchups. And now it's India's turn for the key bowlers, what you see on your screen right now. Yes, you have Varun Chakravarti with 12 wickets, economy of 7.6. Noel, I'll request you to take this question. Jasprit Bumrah, Yes, the man we thought who would make a great difference is at 9 wickets at number 2 with 6.3 average. Arshdeep Singh, 8 wickets, 7.77. And Akshar Patel, yes, your man who often keeps out is with 7 wickets and an economy of 7.5. Noel David, you're a big fan of spin bowling yourself as a former Indian off spinner. Would you rely your chances on the spinners, or will you go in with the duo of Jasprit Bumrah and Arshdeep, considering we are playing at very important semi-final here against England?
Of course, I think it's a combination of both, Sunil, because as as this is an important game, both the teams have good spinners. Adil there, Ahmed with them. We have Akshar and Varun Chakravarti. But just remember that Chakravarti is being read very nicely by the opposition. They have come to know what kind of bowler he is, and they are reading him well. And that's why, he's not able to bowl that line and let and surprise the batsman, which he used to do previously. During this World Cup, the batsmen were got under his skin a lot during this game. But a bit of disappointment with Bumrah, because world number one T20 bowler, world number one Test bowler, and the ODIs was not among that peak what we all expected out of him. We all know, for Ashdip, if the ball swings, he's a lethal. If the ball doesn't swing, then it becomes a little bit of dangerous for himself, because lateral movement and that swing which he gets helps him to get that initial wicket during the power play. But I think in Mumbai, it will help with the sea breeze coming in during the phase of the game. I think that will help Arshdeep.
Well,
Otherwise, we have a good bowling side. We only have to deliver it, because in between those, between the 16th to the 20th over, we are leaking runs a lot. So I think that has to be controlled a bit.
Well, in fact, you've raised a very important point. 16 to 20th, we leak a lot of runs. Let's look at the innings. We've discussed the bowlers. We will discuss the batters and everyone put together. But now it's time to look at the Wankhede Stadium. England versus India second semi-final. Wankhede Stadium, innings by phases at Wankhede. We'll go on to that. What we see on your screen is very soon we're going to be seeing it. Well, the power play run rate is 8.25. The middle overs is 7.9. And the death overs is 10 points. So overall, we have a team of around 8.64 as your team, which does a fair bit of magic, yes, when you look at it. So my question is to Satish. Satish, do you think phases wise it's important and very interesting for India and thing to get down to playing the aggressive brand of cricket they've been playing in the first 6 overs?
Yes, I think India should go ahead and continue with the same brand of cricket that helped them score 200 plus runs over many games and against several opponents. But yes, if there is a change, if there are wickets, one has to adapt and then change the plan accordingly. I think that also helps India, because the good part with the Indian team right now is there are several match winners in terms of batsmen. Yeah, one game you had Hardik Pandya, one game you had Surya Kumar Yadav, one game you had Sanju Samson, one game you had somebody else to come in and get those runs. So that confidence will come in, and so the openers on the top 3 will go ahead and try to maximize the new ball and the infield and the power play situations to score the maximum runs. And if they could do that, then India could, we know what they could achieve after a point of time once they get that start.
Well, we have to get that kind of start. But England on the other side is no youngsters, and there are a fair mix of youth, experience, exuberance, all put together in this team. Let's look at the England team matchups when it comes to batting snapshot. Of course, you've got some of the best batters there. We'll move on to the next graphics on our television screen. Yes, when you look at the 4 big important batters are Harry Brook. You have Will Jacks, Phil Salt and Sam Curran. Harry Brook, of course, is at 228 runs. You see him on the screen, 191 runs is Will Jacks, Phil Salt is 125 and Sam Curran, yes, the IPL product is at 149 runs. And they've got a healthy strike rate of around 170 and 60. Roland Butcher, do you think this is a recipe of great destruction when you have these four batters in the side?
Yeah, I think in England batting on paper looks pretty strong, but you know they'd require it to start at the top, and obviously that has been a problem for them. Obviously, Phil Salt has not been as consistent as he has been over a period of time. So, if he can be more consistent, then I think that would get them off to a good start. Sam Curran is obviously underrated as a batter. I think he's more of a batting all-rounder. So he's got good potential, and obviously Harry Brook is, I think their best player when it comes to this format. I think Red Ahmed could be, he could be the find, because India won't know a great deal about him in terms of his batting prowess. You may find that he could even be thrown into open innings.
Oh,
that could be something that would certainly surprise India. That's what he's done in England for the last year. He's been the opening batsman. So it won't be a new position for him to open innings. It would be a brave move, but it could also be one that pays dividends.
Well, it's a brave move that can give you dividends. My next question would be to Noel David. Noel, they seem to be, attack the opposition with unexpected ease. Well, if Rehan comes in as the opener, India has been predictable, whether it's Surya Kumar Yadav at 231 runs, Ishan at 224, Tilak Varma 178, Pandya at 172 and Sanju Samson at 143. Do you think India has been too rigid and that's been the cause of their predictability? Hence, South Africa could ambush them.
England could ambush them, you're saying. All right.
Yeah, I mean, South Africa earlier ambushed India with the biggest margin of defeat.
Yes.
Do you think England is going to be doing the same with unexpected landmines?
Well, I'll agree with Ronald what he said, because the way Josh Butler, not able to score runs, I think that can be a good move for the English team. Getting around on top and pushing Josh at number 4. That can be a good move. But at the same time, if Rehan opens, then he has to face Bumrah and Harshdeep also, because he has not played them on any occasion. So he will not know what he's going to expect out of these two great bowlers which the Indian team has. Then he could get a few odd runs, but then there will be a lethal bowling from Bumrah also. But at the same time, I think the Indian batting lineup also has to be a little bit flexible in their batting order. I will not mind Ishan opening, just to go give it a try in this game. If Ishan can open with Sanju Samson, since Abhishek Sharma is struggling there, get Abhishek Sharma down, just to give it a little bit of mixture into the flair into the game, because I would do that, because the way Ishan is batting at present, I think that will be a great move. But anyways, as I said, this game is going to go to the wire, because both teams have a balanced side. They have good spinners along with good bowlers.
Well, we've got the spinners, we've got the bowlers. Let's look at the next, perhaps the final. Yes, a slide. The bowling split at the Wankhede Stadium in this World Cup. 43 wickets versus 33 by spin. So the pace usually has a upper edge of 43, 53% of the bowls being bowled by pacers and 47 by spinners. Well, the average is 27 each. Economy for the pacers is 9.1 and spinners around 8. But the strike rate for them comes down a little less. But what important thing we're going to talk about is Hardik Pandya and his known aggression at this Wankhede Stadium. Satish, let me bring you in here. How much important this match is personally for Hardik Pandya, considering he was the former IPL skipper, considering he's playing at the Wankhede, considering that he's not given the captaincy which he rather deserved at this point of time. So what do you think will his game plan will be? Will he come down hard? Will he come down aggressive? Or will he be just completely no look six and no look catch out kind of a guy today?
No, you can always expect Hardik to come out stronger, and it is his home ground. The Mumbai Indians captain will be happy to prove that he is still a force. I always admire Hardik Sunil because he gives his best, and from the time I've seen him break down in Dubai after the injury during the Asia Cup to what he has come back right now. It's a phenomenal attitude, the way he has fought back from that injury, the back injury, and the way he's come back stronger, led Gujarat, then come back to Mumbai. I think he will have a point to prove, and he has been proving his worth. Probably one of the best all-rounders, pace bowling all-rounders we have had in a long time. So I think he will play a big role in this game, and he will come out stronger. And in fact, if you look at against Pakistan, he was the one who gave the initial breakthrough. So you never know what he can come up with, whether it is the batting or the bowling. You can expect him to produce some magic, something or the other, which can be the X factor in deciding the contest.
Well, absolutely. Hardik Pandya would be firing all guns on this day. Roland Butcher, this is the final and the important question of our show today. Roland, where's your money, where's your heart, and where's your mind?
Well, I have backed India right from the start of the tournament to win the tournament outright. I'm not changing that. I have not seen enough to make me believe that they will lose this game. I think England have done really well to get to the semi-finals. I suspect that India will win this game and will go on to beat New Zealand in the final. But it should be an interesting game today. It should be a tough contest, and looking forward to it.
Absolutely. He hasn't given his verdict other than India. Of course, it's 1-2 India. Satish, you got it wrong last night when you backed South Africa, and you're raising your hand and saying, yes, I got it right.
Of course.
Okay.
I never said I got it right. I got it wrong because South Africa once again disappointed after such a wonderful run. But
where's your heart and experience telling you today? Who's going to be in?
No, my heart and experience says that it is between the Indian bowling and the England batting.
Wow.
If Indian bowling could get that top order out, because you have some real powerhouse in Salt and Butler and Brook. If you could get that early, then it's India. But it's going to be a very close contest. But my money would be on India winning this game and going into the final.
Absolutely, it's India. Noel David, final, before we get into it, do you think, the question is changed, do you think Gautam Gambhir will change the team, or will he make some changes, or will he be as predictable as ever?
I don't think so. I don't think he'll make any changes in the team because he knows what the wicket will bring to the table, because it is going to help the seamers. Later on, it's going to be a good batting wicket with the dew factor coming in. So I don't think he's going to make much changes. You know how important this game is going to be for the Indians to retain the World Cup and get into the semi-final. I think this is going to be a same team which is going to be, and I'm going to back India with it.
Well, absolutely. We've got 4 people, gentlemen, in the house, all backing India. Let's see what the world and the reality holds in store for us in few hours from now. This is Sunil Yashkalra signing off from NewsX and requesting you not to change the channel. Stay tuned. We'll be back after a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere else.